Okay, here's the pickup I'm using. I don't know if you remember this pickup or not, but I think I brought these down probably the first time I came down. It's one of the things everybody was singing in, maybe. Might have been in David's garage, but they're really not any longer than, probably this right here. So that's like, I don't know, about 3 inches maybe. Yeah, I'd say it's about 3 inch microphone, and they're about as big as my finger. See, that's my finger, so it's probably about as big as that. And it's a condenser mic, so it takes power. And this is kind of like how I would record. If you were going to record something acoustically, um, and that way you can get a little bit of a resonant sound. Um, so if you didn't have the pickup, you could do it like this. You'd still need a second microphone up here to my voice. It'd have to be up here pointing at me because I'm actually talking down to the mic, and this is a directional mic. So whatever this mic is pointing at is what it picks up. And you can do some cool stuff with that because if you turn the mic away from the sound source, you'll get it'll pick up more of the mid and low frequencies, and you'll lose some of the highs, some of the sparkly highs. You can also move it closer, but it makes it a little bit difficult to kind of pick unless you're kind of a light picker, and then you have to play less strongly to get a good loud sound. Whereas if you move it back here, it'll still pick it up, but you'll have to strum a little bit harder. But it does give you the freedom to strum. Where up here, it's kind of a nightmare because it's kind of tight. But I think it has a pretty good sound, and I think if I was going to do a studio recording with an acoustic, I would use two microphones, and these microphones come paired. They actually, you get two in a box, and they're paired up, and they're roughly like $65 for a pair, and gives you the ability to mic. You can use these things to mic. I actually use these to mic up guitar amplifiers, and then run that into a preamp, which warms it, and then I put that in through the PA system, and that allows like many people to plug into like a mixer or DI box, run that into a guitar amp, then run that into a PA, and that way other people who don't have an amplifier or something can use just a regular electric guitar, plug in, and still kind of play along and have some fun. So here's the chords. So I mean, now these strings are old. I've had these strings on there for probably 8 months, 10 months. So they really need to be changed out to brighten it up. Sometimes I like the warm sound better than a really bright sound. That's a chord from Behind Blue Eyes. These little shorter guitars are a little more difficult to play, but I think they still sound pretty good. I like more of the jazzier chords with this guitar because it has an interesting kind of ring out on it, even if you used like a D minor shape. But like I was saying, bar chords on these are really difficult, especially from this angle. It's hard to hit those high notes without muting them out. But yeah, this is how I would do it, and this is how I was this is the way I was micing it up when I did those kind of like sound tests to give you an example of how they might, they may sound. It sounds like a couple of these strings are slightly out, but there you go. That's kind of like how it sounds.